What's going on, guys? Chris the Bonafide Hustler. Today's show, what to sell on eBay, Amazon, and the antique booth. I'm going to give you 10 examples, actually a little bit more than 10 examples on things that I have sold in the past. So we're going to be looking at pictures that I have messed with. Anyway, it's good to see you guys. It is Monday here in Austin, Texas. It's about 5 o'clock Central Time. And we'll get the show underway in about 1 second. I do want to make sure that I sound good. So I bet in about 2 seconds, a couple people are going to come in. What's going on? We got one person watching now, and it's just going to start climbing. But I do want to make sure I do a sound check. So if you're watching right now, and it does say live, then there's a little place on the right where you can type in a comment. It'll be greatly appreciated. So anyway, anyway, a little bit of not housekeeping, but what's been going on. I've been in the midst of uploading more California vlogs because I recorded a lot of footage from California, so that's going to be coming up on my channel in the next coming days. We also have a virtual summit for the Green Room, which I'll get you guys a link down below. It'll be a notified link for the summit for the early bird special. That's really good, coming around fast. And thanks for whoever's hitting the like button. I have a very strong bona fide brigade, by the way. I mean, they literally come in, hit the like button. So thank you for that. And what else is on the agenda? I still have to do some cardio today, and I've already worked out. And what else? I guess that's pretty much it. I have a really eventful weekend coming up, which I will vlog for that. It's going to be something totally out of the ordinary, not really super hustler related, but very sort of lifestyle related. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, we got 6 viewers in the chat. Do me a favor, guys. If I sound good and we're good to go, we'll start the show. So let me know. This is a live show, so the feed is going on. If you do have any questions of the stuff that we're messing with or that you're about to see, then let me know as well. I do have an approximate amount of like what I sold it for in my head, if not the exact amount. And yeah, I think we're going to learn a lot. There's a lot of cool things in here. So we have Inhale for hello from Florida. Let me know if I sound good. Got 7 viewers in the house. Do me a favor, like the video, and we will get underway in about 1 second. I think I sound good, but I got to make sure. It's very, very important. All right, well, I'm going to get the screen share going while I do the sound check. We're going to get into the first thing right here. Hello from Australia. What's up, Sinasta? All right, so maybe you guys have seen this in a previous video or whatever, but I think it's important to highlight it again. Hi from Austin. Lucky. Hey, what's up? Austin, Texas. Hopefully, man, we should meet up one day. But yeah, this is a very important thing to stress because now we're coming around the season where you might be finding something like this. But essentially, let me get this screen share presented to everyone. All right, there we go. And let me get also the actual screen itself. Okay, so what we have here, and you can see my little mouse pointing around, we have a North Face down vest. Now you might be thinking, oh, you know, we see these all the time. Well, maybe not these two-tone ones because these are actually retro ones. They are actually retro down-filled vests. This was a medium, so too bad, because if it was a large, I would have kept it. But anyway, this is you know, a really nice. The fabric on the outside on these down vests are, I like to characterize it as it's very light. The material is extremely light, but it's also very snaggable, right? So you know, they're very delicate. Honestly, they almost feel like, you know, astronaut kind of stuff. They do have ripstop kind of material. If you take a look at the cross sections here, you can see how it has what's called ripstop nylon. So if you do make a rip in it, it doesn't spread. You might see an interesting number on the side here, which is like, well, what the hell does a 700 mean? Anytime you see a number associated with down, it's usually going to be in the vicinity of 400, 600, 650, 700, and 800. And that's basically the fill power of down in the jacket. So 700 is actually really good. Like some of the highest fill power that you'll see on the open market right now for consumers will be about 800 before you start getting into crazy mountaineering type stuff. But 800 is about the pinnacle of like fill power that you'll find on most consumer stuff, whether it's Patagonia or North Face or any of that kind of stuff. So 700 is like, you know, towards the top end. That means it's going to be extremely warm. And typically if you have a flannel shirt on plus this, I mean, you're going to be a happy cruiser in about 30 to 40 degree weather pretty nicely. So anyway, something I wish it was a large. I wish I could have kept it. It was, if I'm not mistaken, this was like $11 at a Goodwill, right? The Goodwill close to the really good part of town. and it's sold for $64, and that's with shipping. So that was a good one right there. I like that. All right, so let's get a good look at that one. Behind the scenes of this, actually, these blue lockers, this is probably one of the best scores of my entire life, but I didn't actually flip it. I actually still own these right now they're in my garage, but I have a series of about 8 lockers, maybe 9, that are this color. So it's like straight out of the 80s. It came out of a church. I got them all for like 20 or 30 bucks. On the open market, it's probably worth closer to 400 or 500 now, because I actually have a table on top of it, a nice wood section on top where I put all my stuff and charge batteries and my stereo things and this and that in my garage. But anyway, lockers are a huge thing to sell on Craigslist, for example. But this is not a Craigslist show, but still one of those things. If you see in the background these lockers, I mean, these are absolutely things to be on the lookout for if you ever get a chance to find some. These are, I believe, Lion lockers, if I'm not mistaken. It should say Lion right above that number right there. Okay, so hopefully you guys are having fun. Give me not only a thumbs up, but let me know where you're from. I want to know where we're talking to, how far this show is kind of reaching. So we have Thriftology. What's up? I don't know who's my best friend in this show, but I'm pretty sure it could be Thriftology, because this dude's like in every one of my chats. What's up from Miami Beach? We have Cat Chaos. Good Used Goods is from Hello from Canada. Oh, maybe it is Good Used Goods. You could be my best friend today. We have Howdy from Oklahoma. That's Comfortable Life. Al Marukian, Fight Stevens Fight. Yes, so very cool. I'm wondering where everyone's from. California, Gus Magana, Texas Hustle, Houston. I'll be in Houston actually soon, probably in the next 2 months. So pay attention to my Bonafide Hustler Facebook feed. Love the Bearded. Of course, we have Alabama, Virginia Beach, wow, Kentucky, San Diego. I was just in San Diego, so watch my channel for the vlogs. They're coming out furiously. Mises Pieces, LA. Yeah, we got all kinds of people in here. Jonathan Bubba, Miami, Florida. Cool. It took me a long time to get a fair amount of subscribers on YouTube, so I'm very thankful. And one of the most amazing things about my subscribers is that they're from all over, so it's really cool. I'm always blown away at how far YouTube has pushed my content out, or I guess how far people have found it. So let's go to this next item real quick. This was actually found at the same Goodwill where this was found right here. This is a Smith variant helmet. Now, it's a really nice helmet. You might be thinking that looks like a bike helmet, but anytime you see these padded things on the side, really nice cushy padded things that are detachable. Okay, so here's the main body of the helmet. Detachable. This is a snowboarding helmet. It's a ski / snowboarding helmet. When I hustled this, it turned out to be one of the newer models of that time. So this is a Smith variant ski snowboarding helmet. It's a small, look at the interior of this thing. I mean, literally like someone freaking put it on, was like, nope, mommy, I don't really want it. And then they donate it, right? It's in like perfect shape. Okay. So Smith variant brim, basically it has the brim on here, right? It has this neat little thing. Most helmets just kind of stop right about here, but this one has a little visor. And it has the clip on the back. Anytime you're wondering, like, is this a bike helmet or is it a motorcycle helmet? What kind of helmet? If you see this clip in the back, this is to clip the goggles, the strap of the goggles. So that way you can put your goggles on top of your helmet when you're on the ski lift, and they won't go flying off your head. So that's what a goggle strap looks like on the back, or goggle retainer. But this thing was in amazing condition. It sold, I believe, for $49.99 or $59.99. Either way, it was a $10 helmet. It kind of gives you an idea of, the things that you guys need to look for when it comes to winter goods. So here's another thing that's very relevant. We're coming up to this part of the year where a good snowboarding helmet, it's one of those things that it's very sought after. Now, if you were to find this thing without the pads, probably sell it, for like 40 bucks or so. But having these detachable ear pads is very important. And the reason why you want to detach them is because, let's say it's not so cold outside, but you still want protection for your head. There are people that's, ski and snowboard all the way up until like the April month. So, in the April month, sometimes you're in just snowboard pants, a t-shirt, you're bored, and this helmet. So you definitely want to take this off because it will warm you up pretty good. Also, one of the things that I see on snowboarding helmets is a chin strap that has a padding on it. So here's the chin strap, and it also has this little web padding on it. That's very common in those kind of helmets. This one was a really nice one because we see the clip for the back of the we see the clip for the back of the goggles, right? But we also see this like tensioning thing back here. So on the open market, this was actually like $100 helmet. And when I sold it, basically I find it, it's got slight use on it, and that's it. It sells for 50 or 60. Well, I can't remember which of the two, but that's something to look for right there, guys. Right there. Okay. Lucky says, who knows good places to eat in Austin? I'm visiting. Hey, Lucky, why don't you hit me up on Bonafide Hustler Facebook? I want you to ask me that question. Hell, maybe we can even meet for a coffee. But I am pretty busy in the next couple of days, but maybe I can make some work. Okay, so we're enjoying the show. Hopefully, hit the like button, please. And I will continue on. Okay, so this was... we are looking from a couple pictures from a while back, right? But it's still the concept of what I'm trying to show you guys is very important. Who thinks they know what kind of goggles these are? I actually know what this whole thing is all about, but it's kind of crazy. The helmet, I don't think anyone's gonna guess. If you can guess, I think everyone's gonna be able to guess the era of the helmet. But what kind of helmet was it? Is it a horse riding helmet? Is it a military helmet? Is it an infantry helmet? Is it a submarine dude helmet? Like, what is this combination? This is going to kind of blow your mind when you hear about this one. I think you'll like it a lot. So Thriftology is making some fun comments. So I'll kind of start it off because I thought that these goggles, right? And the reason why you want to be messing with things like this, because they are missing some pieces, right? It's missing the bridge. It's got cracks right here. But there's some very interesting keywords that you want to put into eBay when you're listing goggles like this. And one of those keywords is going to be steampunk for sure, right? You're going to want to put steampunk, military, aircraft, all these kind of like interesting terms. But steampunk is probably going to be your most valuable term because that is basically the celebration or art of putting, how do I really say it? Putting technology in eras where it didn't exist, right? And doing it to things like, you're bringing basically modern technology back in the day and integrating it into various things, whether it's a suitcase or a computer screen or a piano or a coffee maker or something, right? You're basically putting technology in the wrong parts of history. And so if you look up steampunk, you'll see what I'm talking about. People steampunk guns. It's a lot of bronze and maritime type stuff all put together. But it's a really, really neat thing. And it really has it just kind of just came out of nowhere. It doesn't actually have an era. There is no steampunk era, but it is more of a celebration of bringing modern things back to antique days and integrating it in such a way that it makes it look very interesting. So there are some games also that have been produced for Xbox, for example. I want to say one of them is BioShock, maybe, that was like really cool, very steampunkish. But anyway, so these goggles, all right, let's see some guesses here. It's for a streetcar, like an old Spitfire. No. Air Force. Okay, so these are actually tank, I believe, tank goggles, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, this is a whole freaking tank outfit I know that the helmet was a tank outfit. This was a tank person's helmet. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the goggles were tank goggles. If they weren't tank goggles, then they were biplane goggles from a World War II plane. Biplane, so like a World War I guess. But yeah, I believe that I'm still thinking they were still tank because I found it all intact, the same thing in estate sale. Funny thing is, I believe I must have sold, I know this helmet right here sold for close to 70 or 100 in my booth, and the goggles sold for around 50 in my booth. Now, intact goggles that have the bridge and everything all badass, looking good, then you're looking at probably 100 to 200 on eBay pretty quickly. But I moved these on my booth. And the reason why I knew that is because I searched every term possible in my emails. And I keep all my emails of things that I've sold. I keep all the pictures of things that I've sold. And none of this stuff came up. So I'm pretty positive I remember. I do recollect also that I think I moved this in the booth. So it's one of the benefits of having an antique booth. You can put some really crazy stuff in there. So yeah. Anyway, very, very neat. Good Used Goods is saying Borderlands. That's right. That's the other game I was thinking. Borderlands and BioShock. But yeah, just look into the steampunk things. One of the things I want you guys to do when you, off this show, a little bit of some homework, is just look up steampunk computer and look up steampunk Nerf gun. And I want you to take a look at those kind of things, because it also gives a little bit of a market, let's say, for Nerf guns. When you guys find piles of Nerf guns at these garage sales, a lot of people sell the good ones, and then what do they do with the old ones? Well, you can lot them up and put them on Craigslist. But if you put certain words like steampunk, then all of these like little Comic-Con dudes and people that are like for Wizard World or whatever, all these little nerd cons, right, I guess is what you call them. I mean, I can appreciate what they do. They buy the guns and they don't care if they're working or not. They buy them and they basically put primer all over them. Then they start painting them all crazy and putting different pieces of, they basically steampunk the gun out. So definitely check out steampunk things. You could put steampunk watch, steampunk computer, steampunk Nerf gun. Put that into Google and check out some of the pictures and you'll see what I'm talking about. But it's definitely another market that you can appeal to for some of this stuff just by using a word, right? Just by using a word, because people that are steampunk dudes, like looking for things, they're looking for brass, antiques. They're looking for, they type in the word steampunk. That's what they do. If that word's not in your title, for example, then you don't get to appeal to them. So anyway, and it's good for cosplay. That's right. I guess that's the word for nerd events is cosplay, right? Yeah. So always use the steampunk word, especially when you start getting some of these bigger Nerf guns. Anything with a belt, yeah, like the Vulcan gun, definitely. Okay, so this is one of the things in 100 amazing items to resell. Let me take a second to stop this really quick. I want to show you this guide, 100 amazing items to resell. Okay, so we built this guide about a year, a little bit like a year and 3 months ago. Very good guide to get. Okay, and you need to get this guide, because I got to tell you honestly, in creating this guide, I didn't know about this next item that we're about to look at. Okay, I didn't know about it. It was someone else's item in the guide. And since then, I've found about 6 pairs of these things. So get the guide, because there's still 99 other freaking things in here that you're going to get educated about. But I'm going to take care of one of them right now for you. But you got to get this guide, okay? The way you get the guide, look down below in the description. Is the very first thing. Get the guide. It's a PDF. There's no physical book or anything. It goes right to your phone. Check it out. So let's go into this item right here, which is one of the items in the guide. Present to everyone. Okay, so as long as we can all see that. These are hunter boots. Now, I didn't know about hunter boots as of whenever we built the guide. A year and 4 or 5 months ago, something like that. I didn't know about them. I learned about them right as I was building the guide. So, of course, that's what a bolo kind of is. Like, hey, keep your eyes out, heads out, whatever you want to call it, for this certain thing. Of course, I find one shortly thereafter. And this wasn't my first pair, but this was definitely one of the earlier pairs of the 6. These sold for $100. This is a hunter, straight up hunter yellow. You'd be thinking like, man, that looks like crap. That looks like a fireman's boot. Like, thing is, it's an original. They're easy to spot. They're very, very easy to spot. And of the 6 pairs, I believe one was a kid's one. Only 2 were about, I mean, all of them were basically female ones. These are all basically female boots. I think they do make male boots, but 5 were female boots, and the last one was like a girl's boot. So women's and then girls. So however you want to say that. One of them was very nice, like extremely, extremely nice. I want to say it was a red one. All the other ones seem to have like a little bit of a dull haze to them. And for me, I was like, well, that's just going to kill the market value. And I wanted to clean them as much as possible. But the thing is, you can try as much as you want to clean these, and they're always going to stay kind of hazy and scuffy like this. That's what people want. That's the thing. I mean, people take these into puddles, waters, whatever. And I was, of the 6 pairs, I was always bending them around. And the only wear and tear I truly saw on these when I was bending them around was right here in the buckle. And as long as you take a good picture of that, I think you should be fine. But that's where I've seen it, significant wear, and that was it. I mean, I looked into here, right, which is inside the boot. So once you go into here, then you're going to see this thing on one of the inside things, all right? And this thing has been worn in worn a little bit, but for the most part, it's still visible. And that's it. I mean, start your price at, I've sold them as low as 70 and as high as, I believe, 107 or something like that. So hunter boots are absolutely something to look for. And I have found some. I found some right after I learning about it. I found at least 6 pairs. So definitely amazing. Superman boots. Yeah. So Mises Pieces says 33 people are watching. Can we get 33 likes? That's right, man. Mises Pieces. I think this is my best friend today. We got 37 people, guys. If you like this information, just trust me. I'm not gonna push stuff down your throats. That's not going to work. This is definitely, I'm telling you from personal experience, like me not knowing about something, then absolutely knowing about something piques my interest. I start seeing it in stores, and who knows how many of these things I pass by. But it's so important to know, and that's what the goal of these shows are, is to at least pique your interest to where at the very least you pull out your phone and you're searching the market and seeing like, I think I saw it on Bonafide's video. Let me search my market and see what's going on. See if I can move this item. So there you go. Cape Cod reseller said, I'm sorry, I'm asleep at the wheel. It's all good. Just, Mises Pieces. I'm going to put this person in control of, rallying up the Bonafide Brigade right here. Okay. So, that's what you got to look for right there. Hunter boots. Very nice. This next item right here, I think you're really going to enjoy. This was a $20 find at a garage sale. All right. $20. Who wants to take a guess on how much it sold? Go for it. While we're talking about it, we know that this, if you're thinking like, what the hell is that thing? Who knows what this thing is? Even with this dent on it, it's still worth good money. This is the inside of it right there. I mean, it's a really, really nice case. I got to tell you, this is one of the nicest cases I've ever seen. So when I look at this, I'm thinking Conair. I'm thinking all kinds of stuff. The Rock, right? Ever seen that movie where they open this kind of stuff and there's all kinds of like little fluid things inside with a timer and like basically things to end the world with. When you watch drug dealer movies, you open this, you find cocaine, all this amazing, cool white stuff. That's what I'm thinking when I held this thing. I was like, holy crap. And when I found it in the wild, I was basically like, holy crap, I cannot believe I found one of these, because this is an absolute piece of gold, right? This is some gold advice I'm about to give you guys. So who wants to take a guess on what this sold for? $20 case at a garage sale. The guy did not budge. It was 20. I was like, hey, would you take 15 or 10? Nope, 20. Okay. He told me how much he paid for it too, which I completely believed. So Lucky says 135. Cape Cod reseller says 129.99. Texas Hustle 150. Good used goods is getting closer. 275. What's up, Albert Lopez? We got someone checking in from the Bonafide Brigade right here. Lucky says, download the free book, guys. It's in my Bible on my cell phone. Haha, that's right. That's where it should be, Lucky. You're a smart person. World Top 10 says, does this thing hide cocaine? It absolutely does hide cocaine. In fact, before I sold it, to whoever bought it on eBay, I made sure to take all the cocaine out. Okay, so Good Use Good says, I thought it was maybe a Pelican. So a Pelican, anytime you see these silver type cases like this, there's a high chance it's going to be from this one manufacturer. Cape Cod reseller is getting very close. So I'm going to kind of spoil it right now, and we're going to cut off the guessing. This thing sold for $319.99. A crazy score. And this is one of 4 that I found. Okay. This was the highest selling one. The other one went to Hawaii for like 100. There was another one that sold for, I think, 200. And then there was another one that sold for, the very first one was completely beat to hell. It was much smaller and it sold for 40. So Cape Cod reseller says, damn, that's right. And then Good Use Good says, that's awesome. So let's learn a little bit about this. This is called a Zero Halliburton case. Okay. Now this happens to be a P5 series case, which is like pretty much the pinnacle of the case. Now, when you pick up this handle, I mean, there's just like no play over here, right? This thing is machined all the way down to like, there's zero play. I mean, it's just like as tight as it can get. This thing flips up, you get this little code right here, right? You get the Sean Connery code from The Rock. And if you can't pick the code, boom, there goes the freaking Alcatraz place, man. All the fluid goes into people's lungs and everyone in San Francisco dies, right? But that you get the right code. I mean, I was thankful that the code was actually there and that he had reset it before the garage sale, because this would have probably been nearly impossible to open. I mean, I could have opened it, but it wouldn't be in this nice of condition afterwards. You know what I'm saying? So I would have to go under the giant all over this thing and just destroy it. So there's the button. Once you get the right code, you push the button. And then, does it open? No. right? Well, it kind of does. When you press the button, these things, like a vintage attaché, you can kind of see it kind of sticking out right here in this picture right here. These things pop out right here. I believe that's how it was. Or maybe you push in this thing. Either way, this thing's like a rock. So I want you guys to definitely check it out. You know, when you have a P5 Halliburton case in front of you and there's a little bit of a dent, I think people are almost expecting there to be a little bit of a dent because they're hard to find, right? When a P5 that was in mint condition was like $479 or something like that. The guy told me that he had paid like $450 for it. And that was back in the day. I don't even know if you can get a P5 anymore. So maybe that's the reason why in the secondhand market I was able to get $319. The inside was actually leather. It's a nice little smooth leather. Could be goat. I don't know. But whatever it is came from an animal that was blessed by the cheddar gods themselves. So that I thought was a really good hustle. Yeah, World Top 10 has a very good point. Like, I wonder how you test the lock. I wasn't willing to even try because you know what would happen if you try testing the lock out. Who knows? But yeah, just remember this one right here. 0 Halliburton. I bet you one of you guys... Ah! My phone. All right. Little Zelda real ringtone, man. When there's a wall, you put a bomb on it, boom. So that's what the ringtone's all about. Any more? Yeah, so someone's asking about the lock. Did I have the combo? The person at the sale set it to 0 before they ran the sale. A pretty smart person, I guess. I don't think many people would have done that, but let's go to the next one. These right here, if I'm not mistaken, are pink Nimbus, but they're more breast cancer research-ish, and that was one of the terms I used. I think I'm not mistaken if yeah, anyway. So this is really, really funny. And let me see if I can figure out what I did here. Oh, yeah, I did a camouflage of some sort. Okay, so these are Nimbus 14s. I said breast cancer on my keyword on this because anytime you see something like high pink like this, you're going to have to use it, even if it isn't a breast cancer one. Really, really good kind of term to put on there as a keyword. All pink, real nice. I mean, not all the way pink, but clearly pink is the dominant color here. And anything ASICS, Nimbus, Kayano, Kinsei are going to be really, really good sellers. Even GT2000s. They even made a GT2000 breast cancer research model that was all blue. And I know this because I bought a pair and I sold it to eMoney. So, and he likes it a lot. But it's a blue one. Of all colors, like I always thought pink was the main one. But so this one had one of these weird Sharpie things. And anytime you have a sole like this, you know, had the Sharpie been on this pink part, wouldn't have been a big deal. But it was on this like white part, which is extremely kind of spongy, almost, yeah, like spongy, porous material, which sucks because the second that they put a Sharpie on there, you know what happens to the price, right? You know what happens when I try to remove it. What happens when you try to remove the price on if it goes into material that's spongy? Anyone know the answer to that one real quick? It doesn't take a rocket engineer to figure this one out. So here is what I did to camouflage the price. And quite honestly, I think I did such a good job of camouflaging it that I can't even figure out what the price was. I mean, I know the price had to be $10, maximum 11, right? But Texas Hustle says, yeah, that stuff ain't coming off. It doesn't matter how much you try, it's never coming off. So the other thing you have to consider is to camouflage it. And that's what I did here. So I bet you, see, I can't even tell how much this thing was. I really couldn't even figure it out. Was it $5.11 and I make it to an 8, or was the price in here? I don't even know. But I usually don't pay more than 11 for these. These sold for 60 bucks. I know that because I looked it up. And the interior had a little bit of a razor blade like right here. I don't know why, but yeah. Anyway, still a great size, right? It's a US 9 women's, and it's a beautiful, beautiful shoe. I don't remember where I got these from. I don't think it's not a Goodwill because Goodwill has actual like sticky tags, right? It's probably from the Salvation Army. But it really, or it could even be from like this one called Texas Thrift Store or whatever. And they're notorious for marking on there with Sharpie. Really, really annoying. But here's the thing. I mean, don't let it be a deal killer. Just remember, you can camouflage prices too, and just show a picture of this, and no one's going to be like, what the hell is the black marking for? Because it's on a sole. If the black marking was here or anywhere else on the body, then yeah, I can understand that would be kind of like a bummer. But the fact that it's on like the undersole, then who cares? Like, try to camouflage it any way you can. I did such a good job. I can't even figure it out. Can you guys figure out how much this shoe costs? I can't figure it out. I can't. So I guess Texas Hustle says, is ASICS a good brand to look for? Absolutely. Dude, if I could compile all my ASICS pictures, I guarantee you I have more than 100. I have sold a ton of ASICS shoes. So, see, McStuber says, yeah, it's like stapling right into $100 suit jackets. That's about right. My pet peeve is when people staple into a cycling jersey, of all things. I'm like, oh my God. So, and that is one of those things where they come very tight already, right? So when you put it on, the hole gets pretty visible. So that kind of gets to me a little bit. But anyway, if your general question, and this is going to Texas Hustle, is ASICS a good brand to look for? It is a very good brand to resell, and it's a very good brand to actually run in, work out in, right? My longest runs I've ever done have been in ASICS Nimbus shoes, actually. And I loved every part of it. The ASICS Nimbus shoes are just wonderful shoes. If you're ever thinking like, is a $100 shoe worth it in this world? I got to tell you right now, on an ASICS Nimbus level, absolutely. Like, it is just awesome. And to the point where I was wearing it when I was walking and going to Moab and Utah and like hiking, and it was so comfortable that I was using it for very everyday things. If that gives you guys any more of like a convincing thing on ASICS. All right, so let's go to this next thing real quick. We press stop on the screen share. How's everyone doing? Hoping you're enjoying the show. We have 38 people watching. Mises Pieces will tell you guys what to do. Right, Bonafide Brigade must represent in the hardest way today, and the easiest way is to, well, you know what to do. Texas Hustle says, I'm going to be on the lookout for the ASICS brand. There you goes. There you go. Mises Pieces says, you guys have to run in the Adidas Boost shoes. Okay, so he says something about Adidas Boost, which is cool. Because Adidas Boost shoes, if you don't know what you're looking at, you're probably going to skip right over it. But they have an undersole that looks like a compressed like styrofoam cooler. Anything that's Boost this or Boost that will have a white undersole, and if you look carefully, you'll see like the styrofoam pieces like in there, like meshed. I've heard that they're crazy comfortable. I've only hustled one pair of those, and it did very, very well. It sold for like $80. Now I want a pair for myself, but I'm not the kind of person that pays full price for that kind. I mean, I really try to hustle it for myself. In fact, I found another pair of workout shoes the other day, and well, if you follow me in Green Room, you saw me, or Green Room Life, I showed a picture of some Nike Lunar Flyknit ones that I found at Goodwill for like $12.99 the other day, and that's like a $14, you know, out the door is like $13. It's a great score, and this is one of the most comfortable like workout shoes ever. Resale of that probably around the 60 range, and yeah, I basically bought it for $60 at that point, I guess, and they're so comfortable. But I've always heard that the Boost, Adidas Boost shoes are like amazing. So I've been able to hustle one pair, but I've been in a pair as well. But when I was trying them on, they were $100. I remember that. And I went with this other brand called On. They're called On. I think they're from Switzerland, and they were called Spring Boost or something like that. Not Spring Boost, something else. Anyway, Cloud Surfers, that's what they're called. So if you look up On Cloud Surfers, I end up going with that one instead. Okay. Lucky says, Chris, what is your favorite book on your shelf? That is a very good question. Majority of those books right there are trading books, like stock trading books. The ones on top are more like Stephen King, Ernst Klein, mystery type books. There's a graffiti book up there. These books right here are like stock trading-ish, but more of like study of rich people, right? That's all right there. And I got video games down there. I have healthy books and workout books down there. What's my favorite one out of all? We have bicycle repair books up here. What's my favorite one? I don't know. That's a really good question. One of the ones that I really like is called The Luck Factor, and it's sitting right here. This is an old book, actually. Well, not old, but like probably 20 years old. Let me see. This one. This is a good book. Let's see how old this thing is. little bit of a time kill here. Sorry, guys, but I got a question and I'm gonna have to answer it. Anyway, I don't even know where it says it. It should be on the inside covers, but it's not. Here we go. I'll find it. 1 second. The luck factor is really good. 2003. So yeah, this is, to me, it's more like a retro book. This was really good. It's a study of luck, and what you figure out in the end is that luck does not exist whatsoever. And I'm not going to like spoil it for you, but there's so much evidence in that book, and there's like tips on like how to get more lucky and all this cool stuff. But it's really neat. I think you guys will really enjoy it. All right. So thanks, Mises Pieces, saying destroy the like button, people. It only makes Bonafide make more videos. That's right. Okay, so let's get to one of the better things here in the screen share. Okay, I think this might be one of the last things. 2 more. Okay, 3 more things. Okay, you guys are not gonna believe this one. All right, so this is a Wilson K Factor bag that I found at a Goodwill. All right, this was $24.99. Would you guys buy this or not? Let me know. And just because you know that I sold it, don't just like, would you pass this by or not? Now, I'm not going to show you that one tag real quick, but what do you guys think? If you were to see this at a Goodwill, right? It's a backpack type bag. It can hold 6 to 8 rackets. Half of the bag is thermal, meaning it has like a space layer inside, kind of like Apollo space inside, where your rackets will not get any sort of heat or cold. And then the other side is just storage, and it has storage for tennis balls and all this stuff. Beautiful condition, right? What do you guys think? Would you stop or no? Let me know, and take a guess what it's sold for too. I would pass it by for that Goodwill price. So Cape Cod Reseller says I would pass it by for that Goodwill price, $24.99. Yeah, brand new tennis bag. I would have researched it. Okay. I honestly would have passed it by because I know nothing about it. It's good. It's good to be honest. So Texas Hustle, Cape Cod Reseller, I applaud you guys for being very, very honest. That's good. Okay, so I researched this thing, Wilson K Factor bag, right? And the funny thing is if you look at this tag, it's a Pro Tour bag. Okay, cool. Here's the thermal guard sticker, right? Because it's, like I said, it's got, see how that little diagram says it's thermal guard, blah, blah, blah. So we know that there's a thermal in a shielding pocket on one of these. Check out this. What's important about this tag right here? Has anyone figured it out yet? And I'm going to keep reading some comments by the time we start figuring this out. It says, yeah, if it feels like quality, people will pay, but not too much, but too much money. Okay, too much money. So there's $24.99, and I'm with you guys, right? I was freaking out. I was like, God, $24.99, that's crazy. That is pretty crazy. So Texas Hustle says Federer. That's right. So Federer, if this person isn't the most accomplished tennis dude like to date, I don't know if it's Djokovic or Federer, or was it McEnroe, or was it Sampras? I mean, I don't know who's the most accomplished, but I would be willing to bet it's either Agassi or Federer or something like that. Mises Pieces says 24. So look, it's $25. Here's the thing. The highest selling Wilson K Factor at that time, and I remember this because I sat there for like a solid 10 minutes. The highest selling one was $149.99 K Factor. Wilson K Factor was more of a gold and black one. And then there was only one that sold that was brand new in the past 90 days. So when I did my eBay completeds, there were, a fair amount of used ones that were like in the 70 or 80 range. At that point, you realize $25 kind of dumb, like, right? And then there was like a couple new ones. Like one was like at 100 and didn't look anything like this one. It looked like, it looked different. And the other one was like a gold and like brown and black one that sold for $149.99. And it was just a Wilson K Factor, blah, blah, blah. But this one was autographed with Federer, right? Not the actual Federer autograph, but it's the Federer signature bag, okay? So I went for it, right? I was like, all right, this thing's going to be long tail as hell, but that's okay because I'm betting on the fact that this is a Federer one. And there were no completeds, right? So I was in the dark on this guy, but I figured at the very bare minimum, I'd be at maybe $100. So I decided, like, forget it. I'm going to go for it. it's going to cost a lot to, a fair amount to ship because it's a long dimension, right? But I still went for it. So what did it sell for, guys? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? And Mises Pieces is saying Nadal. I don't know who the most decorated tennis person is, but anyway, yeah, Nadal is really awesome though. What do you guys think? DSmack 1111111. What kind of car do I drive, Chris? Well, we have 2 cars in my family. We have a Prius and we have a 4Runner. Okay, Cape Cod Reselling is saying $200. Texas Hustle $135. You guys are starting to think, and you guys are starting to think high. That's good. eBay 910 is coming in at 150. I feel like this is the prices, right? Who's gonna say like the 01, right? The 201. Okay, so I'll tell you what it sold for. It sold for $249.99. This Wilson K Factor was the highest sold one on eBay completed. That was me. I've, not that I do it all the time, but I have I don't know if I have a sense or whatever, but I've been the highest in the past 90 days on quite a few things actually. And I don't know what it is, but it's just one of those things. I take a bet and I go, you know what? Something just feels right about this, and things are lining up. $249.99. So literally for like the past 90 days after I sold mine, like I was the highest one in there. But very nice to find it with the tags and everything like that. The question is, without the tags, would it be worth anything close to that? Probably still be worth $200, guys, because it was that hard of a bag to find, honestly. So the crazy part about it is the one that sold for $149.99 or something like that was something that they could only buy at like a tennis match, like an open somewhere. Like it was when Wilson had been at this tennis match, and they were selling only this signature bag at a tennis match. So that could be the case here. That's certainly one of the possibilities, is the fact that this is that rare where it wasn't in stores. It was only sold at the open itself or something like that. Yeah, pretty crazy, right? $249.99. So Cape Cod Reseller is saying, so far this live show has blown my mind. Knowledge is indeed power. That's right. Mises Pieces says a lot of people would have passed because it was $24.95. I'm telling you, I like to look at things like eBay. I mean, that's the most important thing, is to look for, to see, can I move it? I look for liquidity, right? I look for markets and liquidity. That's just me and my stock trading background. If I don't see liquidity, that means you're holding on to the position, or you're holding on to the item for a very long time. And me holding on to $25 for a very long time, I don't like doing that. I like to convert my money as fast as possible. But this would turn out to be a really good one. And I just kind of put all those things together, and that's what you guys should do too. When you see that kind of stuff and you're realizing like, damn, this thing that looks nothing like all the completeds I'm seeing, I have a brand new one with tags. Theoretically, maybe you could have the only one, right? So something to learn about right there. Let's go to this next item right here that sold for only $20. It was a $1 sharpener that I got at a garage sale. Something that might bring back school memories for you. Maybe it's the 60s or maybe even the 70s. I don't know. But very nice. I mean, everyone knows you're OG when you know what this is right here, right? When you know what this is, you are OG. Holler if you like took the thing off, crap went all over the floor, but you still looked at this thing and spun it around because you were so mesmerized at how this thing like kind of spun. Anyway, when you're a little kid, you don't realize some of the things that you're doing, but the teachers, they only see the stuff that falls on the ground. They get all pissed off. But from people like me, I would literally do that. Stuff would fall on the floor, and I would get so mesmerized while I spun that thing around. Right? Ain't I right? Yeah. So now I've sold better ones than this. This is just one of the normal ones. Like when you start getting them more polished up and some that are even yellow and really cool looking, yeah, now you're talking about a little bit more $30 and above kind of sells. But nevertheless, something to look forward to. I mean, not to look for, because hell, if you hustle one for $1, right? An extra $14 in your pocket at that time to me was worth it. And went into a little first class. This actually was not first class because it actually weighed more than that, but still, it was reasonable to ship out. So that's good. Yeah. Anyway, people are like getting all nostalgic here. I know. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you guys, this is something that's sold in my booth for around 27 or $30. And this is just a car phone. How do I know it's a car phone? Because basically people would like mount it right there to like the side of their car, to the side of their console, or where the passenger's kind of like knee or calf would be. That one section right there, you could mount it, see? right there. So, and you can mount it on other places. You can mount it on boats, all this stuff. But basically, this is, yeah, this was like the earlier kind of cell phones of that day. Of course, there are other wires that are needed to make this thing complete, but still, you know, for a movie prop, because you never know. Actually, a fair amount of movies that get made in Austin, Texas, including even the Transformer one that was done close to Austin, Texas. They go to my antique mall to find things for that movie. They have to find all the props for the diner scenes and for the cars that are getting blown up to bits, right? They have to have accurate license plates for the cars. So you don't really realize this as you watch the movie, but all these things have to be bought by a buyer and located. And same thing when they made, you know, not Back to the Future, but movies that are throwback type movies. I mean, they're going to have to find all that kind of stuff. I was just watching a series on Netflix the other day called Red Oaks, and I finished it. I thought it was a wonderful series, but I couldn't help but think when I was watching that movie, like, man, they really had to find every one of these cars and every one of these, you know, all this stuff from the 80s and throw it into this movie, recreate it in present day. And it's completely amazing. So just so you know, when you do own an antique booth and you're in a decent part of town, it's not uncommon to get visited. Well, here in Austin, Texas, there are plenty of filmmakers here, and they are always shopping in the booths too for certain things for their films. But very, very nice thing. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter if it works or not, because clearly I didn't know. But I believe this was like $3 at a garage, or no, I believe I paid $2 or $3 and I picked this out of somewhere. It was not at a garage sale. I actually picked it out of someplace, someone's pick. Like when you go somewhere and you do a Mecker and Picker style, like I found this there. And yeah, pretty good turnaround for the booth. I mean, it's just a neat prop. I should have probably kept it and put it in the spaceship, right? But then again, I'm not that smart. It is good to see everyone. I hope you guys are having fun on this show. That was the last item. And a couple more remarks. People are willing to pay big bucks for it. Sold a brick phone for crazy money. Brick phones are really cool. And bag phones. So there's like brick phones. They're like crazy huge brick. And then there are ones that are bag phones, which the battery, I think, was next to it or something like that. Anyway, really heavy, very just didn't make much sense. But then again, back then, that was like, whoa, what a baller, right? But anyway, so World Top 10, what do you target for fast turnaround? 1 or 2 months. I like that on eBay. I think that's a fair thing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Smash the like button like Texas Hustle says, and I will make another video down the road again. If you guys like this video, doesn't matter if you're seeing it live now or you're going to watch it later, right? Or you're going to refer it to someone, share it. I don't know. But if you did like it and you want more of these, then hit the like button. It's super important. By the time I make this a normal video on my channel, I'll also put my what's sold on eBay or what's sold on Amazon 10 items playlist somewhere around here. So take a look around this one area, and I'll make sure to put an annotation there, or it's been there the entire time. But there's a playlist of more shows like this. And you can go find that on my channel as well if you look under my playlist kind of things. Thanks so much, guys, for watching this video. Really appreciate it. I think tomorrow I'm more than likely going to be doing not this same style video, but one that's a very, very interesting type video that got really, really, really good metrics last week. When I say metrics, I'm talking of more content creation standpoint, but it got a whole lot of likes basically. And it got a lot of people like, man, was a really, really good show, completely different spin on your channel. So tomorrow's show is going to be a little bit more about like life, business, and entrepreneurial tips. I think you're really going to enjoy it. It's going to be the edition 2. Or put 3 things up. It's going to be edition 2, and it's going to be amazing stuff. This is straight up from my like lifestyle, from my life experiences, like super, really, really good things that I guarantee you are things that you're going to want to know about. It doesn't matter if you're building a business or not. You're going to want to know these things. So they're going to help you with life. They're going to help you with everything. So thank you guys for coming. Cape Cod Reseller says, what time? That's a great question. I'm thinking if everything goes right, it should be around that 3 o'clock central window. I'm extremely busy tomorrow. I have a private show to do in the morning. I have hopefully that show to do in the afternoon. I'm going to be on Thrifty Business show, Jason T. Smith show tomorrow night. So it's going to be really, really, quite a day. So anyway, looking forward to it as well, JoJo, and yours truly, your new best friend. That's right, Mrs. Pieces today, my best friend right here. But anyway, next show, I'll see you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see everyone. Hit the like button. Take it easy. Bye.